Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Miami Minute, where we cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, who have fallen to 0-2 on the season after giving up 33 points once again, just like last week, this time to the New England Patriots, and only scoring 27. So, for the Dolphins, offensive leaders, Tua obviously led the way passing, 26 of 32, 315 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. On paper, not a bad game. He started pretty rough. He threw a pick that got called back on a penalty. Couldn't really do much at the beginning of the game after the first quarter. They were losing 12-0. But from the second quarter on, he played solidly until the fourth quarter, where he threw another interception on fourth down that looked like it was going to have a chance to seal the game. Fortunately for the Dolphins, they were able to get the ball back. They almost won, right? With about a minute left, they threw a screen pass to Devon Achane, who ran it in for a touchdown, but it turned out that he stepped out of bounds, and the Dolphins weren't able to actually score. After that, Achane led the way on the ground with 11 carries for 30 yards, but he was big in the pass game with 8 receptions, 92 yards, 1 touchdown, and a foot away from being the hero of the game, scoring another touchdown and having another 25 yards there. So, disappointing result for the Dolphins and for him. Tyreek Hill, 6 receptions, 109 yards. Kind of a return to form, something that we haven't seen of late, whether Tua has played or not. He had a very solid game. Had a really amazing catch to open the second half where Tua underthrew the ball, but Tyreek was able to adjust back to it, make a great catch that set them up well. And then Jalen Waddle, 5 receptions for 68 yards and his first touchdown of the season. Westbrook-Ikhine had 2 receptions, 18 yards. Al Gingo, 2 for 13. Dwayne Eskridge, 1 for 8. Ollie Gordon, 1 for 5. And Malik Washington, 1 for 2 yards, but a huge punt return touchdown that gave them a 27-24 lead before the Patriots immediately just ran it back in for their own touchdown on the ensuing kickoff. For the Patriots, Drake made 19 of 23, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He looked great. He also had 10 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. Andre Stevenson, 11 carries for 54 yards. He also had 5 receptions for 88 yards, including like one of the best pass receptions I've seen from him in his career. Austin Hooper, 3 for 38. Stephon Diggs, 4 for 32. Trayvon Henderson, 2 for 30. And Kayshon Boutte, 1 for 16, as well as our old friend Matt Collins, 1 reception, 8 yards, and the opening touchdown for the Dolphins. And Antonio Gibson also had 1 for 1 yard, but a huge kick return touchdown for the Patriots to give them the lead late in the fourth quarter. So, it was a better game than last week. I'll say that. Defense still looks horrible. Didn't give up points on every possession this week. That's, something, though not much. So that was incredibly disappointing. The offense from the second quarter on looked a lot better than they had all of the game week 1 and the first quarter in this one. I think they really simplified the offense and they were able to get things going. But ultimately, it wasn't enough, and it was just a showing that the Dolphins probably aren't going to be good enough to keep up with anybody this year. And I also think the Patriots, obviously, they won. Good for them. 1-1. I don't think the Patriots are going to necessarily be a playoff team this year. I think both of these teams, unfortunately, are bad, right? And I think that this was a close game and a really good game. I don't want to say it wasn't entertaining. It's disappointing as a Dolphins fan to watch it end this way, but it still was quite entertaining. But yeah, I don't think the Patriots are necessarily a great team, and it kind of shows that the Dolphins are also a bad team, right? Not that we needed more showing than last week, but I think what's disappointing more than anything is one, the defense looked horrible. Can't stop a nosebleed, as they say. But the game ended on a fourth down sack where the right side of our offensive line just gave up pressure immediately as, both of our starting players on that side are on IR after last week. And this is something that we said all off season. The quarterbacks are going to be bad. The offensive line is going to be bad, and it's going to lack depth. Certainly has lacked depth. And I think that's holding them back a little bit. But we knew this was going to be the case. And I guess Chris Greer didn't know it was going to be the case. We did see before the game, and I assume during the game, also, though I only saw it reported on before, banner plane paid for by Miami Dolphins fans flying over the stadium saying fire Greer, fire McDaniel. We'll see what happens there, but this is a tough loss, 33-27, when they have to turn around on Thursday and play Buffalo, who beat the Jets 30-10, though I think it was like 30-3 at one point. I assume they took out most of their starters then. And that's going to be rough. Drake May was able to do pretty much whatever, buy time, scramble, score touchdowns with his legs and his arm. Then we got the Pokemon evolution of Drake May in Josh Allen, and he's going to have his way with the Dolphins, unfortunately, next week. So, or not next week, in a few days. So, not really looking forward to that very much, but let me know your thoughts on this one. For anyone who cares, I'm going to be busy on Thursday. I'm getting married next week, so I'm not going to be able to do a Miami Minute probably until next Sunday. We'll see. I mean, maybe I can find time, but probably shouldn't. So I will be back next Sunday. You can find my writing on Dolphins Talk. I'll be, posting at least 2 blogs this week, if not more. And yeah, sound off in the comments. It's going to be a long week, probably 2 losses, and probably another ugly loss coming on Thursday. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you enjoyed this. And check out our main channel, Wicked Everything, our podcasting channel, Better Radio, as well as all the channels under the Wicked Everything umbrella. And I'll see you in the next one.